Because we're entering this time where most of us get sick. Again, I think the why there has to do with the sun, but that is yet unproven. But we know factually that people get more sick during this time. So what can you do to boost your immune system? Well, intermittent fast, first of all. So intermittent fasting, just super important for the very reasons that I just described. Again, we want to keep our shields up for as much time during the day as we possibly can. The second most important thing generally that you can do just for your immunity is, and there's a reason for this. So let me walk you guys through this information, and then I'll tell you about where we're at right now, okay? Because this is really, really important. And this is stuff that you can control, right? So you can control when you eat, right? So again, we're not like, oh my God, it's 8 o'clock. I can't make it till noon. No way. I've got to eat. No, you don't. You can go 40 days without eating. 40 days. And if you feel like you can't, take a tablespoon of olive oil. You'll be fine. But anyway, so we can all sort of control this behavior, right? So right off the bat, what is the most important thing that I can tell you about immune health, getting ready to go into flu season and COVID season, all that? Intermittent fast, baby. Because when you're fasted, your shields are up. I deal with sick people every day. We have in our clinic that we have, we see the sickest of sick people. I mean, we see some really, really, really sick people. I never go to work in a fed state. I never fly into the Klingons with my shields down. I want my shields up when I'm around all you guys that have a lot of stuff going on with you, right? And because I don't want to get it all. And I don't. I haven't been sick in 10 years. I'm 64 years old and I'm around sick people all the time. So I have figured this out and understand how to work my immune system, as has my wife. So, you know, we've got this figured. And again, if you ever want to know anything that I'm saying, you know, there's so many people that say so much stuff, right, on the internet and on podcasts like this, and they're, you know, preaching to you to do all this stuff. If you ever want to say, Chip, you know, substantiate what you're saying, I want to see, you know, peer-reviewed papers. I want to see scientific articles. Well, I've got them. I'll send them to you. I mean, I really don't go off even though it seems like I'm going off the reservation, I'm really not off the reservation that much. I am right in the middle of peer-reviewed science when I'm telling you guys this. So here's something super important that I'm getting ready to tell you now. So most important thing for immune health, intermittent fast. Second most important thing, and this is really due to our dietary situation right now, but let me walk you through this information. Then I'll tell you kind of where we're at. Okay. So you have the two most important foods. What are the two most important foods that you eat every day? Ready, go. The two most important, well, you should know this. They're essential. You have to have them. Without them, you'll die. What are they? Ready, go. They feed and fuel your endocannabinoid system naturally. What are they? Omega-3 and omega-6 fats. Some of you already know that, which is good. I want you to. I want you to be able to answer that question right off. I want a sixth grader, a fifth grader, a first grader to be able to answer that question, okay? Because those are the two most important foods that you eat. And you have to eat them in balance, okay? Why? Because they build all your frontline immune mediators, all right? And in order to work your immune system, you have to do several things. You have to inflame, you have to heal, and then you have to deflame, right? And that's the way that tissue repair works. That's the way that, you know, if bugs are eating on you, that's kind of what you're going to do. You know, you're going to attack them first, and that's part of your immune system too. But in order to work those processes, you need both different sides of the omega-3 and omega-6 coin. So omega-6s help us deflame. They help calm down the reactivity in our immune response. So your immune response is variable, right? So if the bug gets inside of you, is it a quick response or is it a slow response? And omega-3s would more donate a slower response, but a very healing response, right? So you might heal faster than you're getting eaten if you overconsume omega-3s. On the other hand, omega-6s are reactionary. So they're what give our immune system that immediate reaction. And the more omega-6s we eat, the more reactive it is in the inflammatory direction. Okay, so one side is healing, deflammation. The other side is fire and inflammation and reactivity in the immune system. Okay, so when we eat these things in balance, it sets a very nice tone in our immune system where we can react, we can inflame, we can heal, and then we can deflame. And that's what you should do. If we get attacked by something, then we can attack it at a certain and appropriate level rather than over attack it and over inflame and overreact. Right now in our diet, okay, so if you just eat normally diet stuff, you're going to be eating a lot of corn, and that corn is very heavy in omega 6s. So just on average right now, we should be at 1 to 1, 1 to 4 omega 6 to omega 3. So you can think about that as a teeter totter, right? And our teeter totter should be pretty balanced. Right now, we're at 1 omega 3 to 40 omega 6s. Okay. And so we're very omega 6 heavy in our diet right now. And what that does is it makes our immune system very reactive and very inflammatory. Okay. So we overreact in the inflammatory direction. And what this does is it sets up a situation where we react so strongly, let's say to a dust allergy, that we don't have the juice and horsepower to be able to react to COVID or to be able to react to other things that might happen because we're so reactive. Okay. So what fixes this? Eat more omega 3. It's literally like right now we're just cranked up as reactive as we possibly can in the reactivity direction. Over the course of 2 to 6 months, you can completely change this just by eating more omega 3, just by beginning to balance out your omega 3 and omega 6. Okay. So why does this matter? Well, back to our analogy. So we're flying into the Klingons and we start getting attacked by the Klingons. All of a sudden we put up shields, but just in one direction, but super strong in that one direction. Now we got Klingons in surrounding us all over the place. And that's where we're at right now, right? In what world would you have to take an immunosuppressant in order to defeat a virus like COVID? Why does that make sense? You want to suppress your immune system to beat a virus? It makes no sense. But it does make sense in this world because we're so reactive to things. We can't have the juice to be able to fight off COVID, the flu, anything. So that's kind of the state that we're in right now. So again, how do you fix that? Eat more omega 3s, all right? So it's pretty dang easy to eat more omega 3s. So 2 things that are directly in your control that will help you put your shields up, help your shields be strong and very robust are number 1, intermittent fast, and number 2, eat more omega 3s.